So on today's video, I'm going to show you how to remove the front bumper on a 2001 Roush Mustang. This is a stage 3 front bumper conversion, so I'm going to get right on into it. So the first thing I would go ahead and do would be to remove these two clips right here. You're going to need to be careful because it will rub against this. As you can see, there's already a little scratch on there from where it pushes against it, just because this bumper is not fully formatted the best and does rub on there. As you can see right here, there is a little gap right here, but that's just because stage 3 bumpers a little off. So what I did to remove it is I take this tool, slide it up under here and lift up, and it comes right out. And now it is free on the front. Up next, I recommend going under the car. Another sort of flat piece where the bumper mounts to. Yep, right here. Right there. Connects to this little air dam piece right here. There's one on both sides, so go ahead and remove those next. So I have popped out both under here. I let them rest in the front bumper still, because the final thing we have to do is remove the piece that actually connects in through here, which requires going behind the fenders and removing these two little stick out pieces, which you can see one is right there. So I am using a deep socket 10 with a really small ratchet, and where I'm going to go is you're going to pull back your fender liner. Some people won't actually have to pull it back, but you're going to go up under till you find those two screws that stick out, and you're going to remove the nuts behind it. So that's what we're going to do now. So this is the nut right here. There's one more I have to get. There's two, one here, one here. What I like to do with them is I like to walk over to where the cup holder is and just store them in the cup holder until I am able to come back and put the bumper back on. So now it's time for the next two, right here and right here. You're going to have to pull this back. As you can see, if we slide through here, you can see the two stick out. You're going to remove nuts behind those. Then you will be able to pull this out, push forward, and it'll drop down. You cannot push too far, or else your fog lights are going to still be connected and it'll start pulling the wires. You do not want to pull the wires out. That would be really bad. So be very careful when you pull it out, so it'll just drop right below where the headlights are. All right, once you break these loose, you can basically just unscrew these with your fingers. As you can see right now, I am currently loosening these, and they both just came out, just like that. Now for a majority of cars, there should be a plastic clip here and a screw right here. However, my car does not have those on. So we can just straight up take the fender off, not fender, front bumper. Take front bumper off, and you will not have to really worry about having to get these. I would recommend fixing that. I will eventually. I'm going to probably fix it when I put it back on. So yeah, it's time to pull off front bumper. So what I would do is I take up and out, and be very careful with how you pull. As I say that, as I start pulling extremely hard. This thing should not be difficult to come off. It should pop off kind of like that. See how it sticks out now on that side? So you just sort of come under, pull out. You're gonna push it forward. I like to grab it here. So just drop it down. You'll see this should go above that little place right there. You should see your wires right in there for your fog lights. Reach down and pull those bad boys out on both sides, which is not the hardest task, just a little bit difficult. One side is always going to be easier than the other. So just like that, the bumper is off now. This one was a little bit difficult to get off. I did get it off, just had to pull down, pull that piece back a little bit. Came right off. These bumpers are quite light. And I'm holding this one hand right here. So I'm going to go ahead and move that. Just like that, you have removed it. Now, I like to take these, the wires for the fog lights, and push them up into the dash bar. You can zip tie these. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to trailer this car to F&R Rowdy, which is a performance shop. So that's why I took off front bumper, is so I can have better clearance to put it on trailer. But basically, I like pushing these on in here. Then you can zip tie them, tape them, do what you need. So with the clips that go in right here, these are not reusable. Once they come in, you put the top in and they expand. When you take them out, the top piece is expanded and it will not squeeze back together. So those are going to be two you will have to replace. These two right here, you will not always have to replace. I'd recommend doing it every time you take the bumper off, just because they are better, but that is not make it or break it. What I like to do with these two though, is like to take them over to where the front bumper is, which for me is stored right here, and just go ahead and just push them in like that, just because I don't want to lose them. Now you can see this one, I'm probably going to have to replace because it is quite loose. One more storage tip I have for the front bumper is to take those 4 bolts I told you put in the cup holder and go ahead and just screw them. Just get them on a little bit tight where they ain't gonna fall off. And you will not forget where they are, because when you have to reinstall a bumper, these will not slide over. Once this comes back, I'll put the bumper on. Might have to make a whole video on how to install the bumper. It's pretty much the exact same way as the video, just in reverse, except you will need to have new clips for the fronts. For me, I'm probably gonna need new clips for the bottom. But on that note, I hope this video helped you. I hope that it has assisted your front bumper needs on your new Edge. If you have a Roush, that'll be quite cool. Hopefully I helped someone out. And on that note, thank you for watching, and it's been a pleasure being able to do this video.